At 2:30 a.m. local time on the morning of Saturday, January 24, 2026, a disaster struck Indonesia. A large mass of rock that comprised the slopes of the extinct Mount Burangrang volcano suddenly gave way, mixing with abundant rainwater that had recently failed to create a destructive landslide. Due to being a mixture of both a solid and a liquid, this landslide, which occurred in the morning, then flowed down slope at incredibly high speeds, carrying large boulders and trees with it along the way. Gaining in volume, it then impacted the inhabited farmland of the lowland below, taking out farms, fields, and homes with people in them as they slept. The debris flow then continued onwards at a speed of potentially as high as 70 kilometers per hour, traveling another 1,500 meters before coming to a halt. Once the sun rose, the extent of the devastation became clear. At least 30 homes were destroyed, numerous farms were ruined, and an estimated 80 people lay dead. This marked Indonesia's deadliest singular landslide since 2014 and its second deadliest of the 21st century. Now, I want you to note how all of these 4 deadly landslides I highlighted occurred between December and March. This is not a coincidence. While yes, Indonesia is largely a giant rainforest, as much as 2/3 of its yearly rainfall occurs during the aforementioned 4-month time span. And when you combine an increased chance of heavy rainfall events, increased likelihood of ground saturation from many recent rainfall events with steep slopes, you get a higher rate of landslides. But despite what occurred at Mount Burangrang being described as a mudslide by a few sources, this isn't technically correct. Instead, the best term to use is a debris flow, which is a sub-variety of landslide. Now, I know this might be a bit confusing as images clearly show a giant muddy mess with very few exposed rock fragments. However, debris flows have a far higher density of rock particles than a mudflow, which itself is more liquidy. Regardless, while landslides have a wide range of speeds ranging from a few millimeters a year to more than 100 kilometers per hour, debris flows land on the upper end of this spectrum, making them quite destructive. While debris flows can occur in any environment, they are most common in the tropics where rainfall is generally quite high. The landslide at Mount Burangrang was preceded by approximately 7.9 inches or 20 centimeters of rain in a single 24-hour time span, meaning the affected mountainside received what would normally be 3 weeks' worth of rainfall in a single night of its wettest month. This caused multiple smaller landslides to occur. It just happened that the volume of the one at Burangrang was by far the largest of a cluster that struck the vicinity. You may have seen earlier figures suggesting a death toll that surpassed 100. This is because initially 103 people were missing. However, 23 of those were found alive on the first day of rescue operations, although sadly no one else has been found alive since. There is a decent likelihood that Saturday's landslide was completely unpreventable, meaning nothing could have been realistically done to stop it from happening. So yes, it hasn't been a good week in terms of deadly or destructive landslides occurring worldwide, with one occurring in New Zealand last Thursday, this Indonesian landslide on Saturday, and a very large landslide in Italy on Sunday. All of these were triggered by distinct heavy rainfall events. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube for supporting my work.